Order a humanoid robot to help you with household chores, but there's some pretty big caveats. We dig into all the details of the latest announcement from 1X about their Neo Home humanoid, including the robot's capabilities, how it's controlled, how much it costs, and what very early adopters can expect. Neo stands at 5 foot 6 inches and weighs only 66 pounds. Its joints are covered in padding to protect from accidental run-ins or pinching, and soft washable clothing. 1X says it can lift 154 pounds and carry 55 pounds. It comes in 3 colors, can connect itself to a charger, and has light rings on each side which visually communicate things like its state of charge and whether it's being teleoperated. The robot's hands are waterproof, good for doing the dishes, but the rest of the robot is not. 1X's stated goal is to produce a robot that can autonomously perform a variety of household chores and be controlled by simple voice command. However, it's important to understand the robot is not there yet. The only 2 tasks 1X showed Neo accomplishing autonomously in its pre-order announcement were opening the door and putting away dishes, though it didn't actually show the putting away part. What Neo needs to get from where it is to where it's going is data. Very early adopters can expect the data being gathered by the robot doing chores in their home to be used to develop the robot's AI, bringing it closer to autonomy over time. Of course, it's not very appealing to have to teach robots to do chores yourself, as it would probably take more time than simply doing the chores like normal. 1X has employees at the ready to teleoperate the robot to do the chores for you, a feature the company calls expert mode. Users will just have to schedule their teleoperation in advance. I teleoperated my first humanoid at Foundation earlier this year, and there's definitely a bit of a learning curve. So it makes sense to have an experienced teleoperator behind the controls, especially if the goal is to get good data and do a good job on the chores. However, this system also means that you will essentially have a stranger inhabiting a robot body inside your home whenever it's being teleoperated. To mitigate the uneasy feelings this may bring up, 1X says the robot will only be teleoperated at times chosen by the user via the app, and the rings on the side of Neo's head will change so that you can know when it's being teleoperated just by looking at it. 1X also says the robot will only listen when it can tell it's being addressed, its cameras blur people out, and users can opt out from sharing their data to improve Neo's performance. Users can also set no-go zones inside their house for places they don't want the robot to access, like the basement where I keep my voodoo doll collection. Other related technologies also have their associated privacy concerns, like AI assistants, Roombas, or smart home cameras. Humanoids have the unique challenge of combining all these features, along with legs and arms and the potential to be teleoperated. There's also decades of sci-fi movies about every possible worst-case scenario involving robots, which these robotics companies will have to contend with. Reserving a spot in the pre-order will cost $200. Purchasing the robot outright will cost $20,000 and get you priority delivery starting in 2026. There's also a $500 per month rental option that will be available at a later date. Early adopters should understand the price tag is in part a bet on the company's ability to deliver on its future goals, and also the cost of being part of the team that helps bring those goals closer to reality. We met the Neo Gamma robot from 1X in person back at NVIDIA GTC earlier this year and interviewed the company's CEO. Check it out right here and subscribe for everything that makes you